Welcome to the Weekday Report for Wednesday, June 11th. I'm Jeffrey Zampanti. Here's a brief look at the news. A long-standing Summers barn burned to the ground Tuesday afternoon, leaving nothing but twisted metal and charred rubble in its place. Summers Fire and Rescue responded to the blaze at 8418 38th Street shortly before 2 p.m. and immediately asked for mutual aid from area departments. The loss is estimated at nearly $300,000 for the barn, which was built in the 1930s. The fire is believed to have started by a man doing electrical work there. He suffered minor injuries. A man convicted of killing one man and wounding another during a 2009 armed robbery at SHIRL'S drive-in will not get a new trial. Julian Miller had asked for a new trial, claiming his attorney at the time provided ineffective assistance and that witnesses lied on the stand. Judge Anthony Milosauskas said Miller's arguments had no merit. Miller is serving a life sentence with no chance of release. A former Silver Lake trustee violated trust placed in her when she stole from her employer and bought instant lottery tickets, a judge said as he sentenced her Tuesday following her guilty plea for theft. 60-year-old Barbara Ironside could have been given jail time for the theft from Silver Lake Auto Service. Instead, she was sentenced to a year on probation. A hearing will be held to determine how much she must repay. The Wilmot baseball team is headed back to the WIAA State Tournament for the first time since 2009. Mike Johnson braved the elements at Tuesday's sectional at Carthage's Augie Schmidt Field.
The Wilmot baseball team outlasted Indian Trail in a driving rain Tuesday night at Carthage's Augie Schmidt Field, beating the Hawks 17-7 in a WIAA Division I sectional final to advance to next week's state tournament. The Panthers beat Racine Park 3-1 in extra innings in a sectional semi earlier Tuesday, while the Hawks advanced by defeating Bradford 11-1. Mike Johnson, Kenosha News.
Walk through the hallways at Roosevelt Elementary School, and you'll likely hear children singing in Chinese. For the past year, a Chinese exchange teacher has educated the students about her culture through the use of song and activities such as Tai Chi. Cheng Feng Feng teaches English to nearly 55 children in China. She was one of a few dozen Chinese teachers accepted into the exchange program last August. She'll return home later this month. Camp Wonderland and Camp Link is a busy place this week. Jill Roselle has the story.
50 children from across southern Wisconsin with various forms of muscular dystrophy are fishing, swimming, boating, and singing campfire songs this week. The campers, who range in age from 6 to 17, are taking part in the annual MDA summer camp held at Salvation Army Camp Wonderland in Camp Lake. Money collected by local firefighters during their Fill the Boot campaign helps support the camp. For the Kenosha News, this is Jill Roselle.
What's trending today? The World Cup is ready to get the ball rolling as opening round of group play starts Thursday in Sao Paulo. Are you planning on watching the games? And if so, who's the team to beat? Let us know on the Kenosha News Facebook page. Up next is Kenosha News sports editor David Marin with the Sports Take.
A dynasty in the making. I'm Kenosha News sports editor David Marin, and this is a Sports Take. Whether or not the Central softball team repeats as state champions this year, there is something special going on in Paddock Lake. Under co-coaches Tom and Connie Lampe, the Falcons will be making their third consecutive trip to the Division I State Tournament on Thursday when they play Racine Case in a quarterfinal contest. This run doesn't look to be ending anytime soon. This year's Central roster only has 5 seniors on it, and the Falcons' 2 top players are freshman pitcher Alyssa Hernkar and slugging sophomore Kayla Conwent. I'm Kenosha News sports editor David Marin, and that's a Sports Take.
Thanks, Dave. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. Students at Mahone Middle School moved their Walk for Autism inside this morning. Bill Seal captured the event. And Kenosha Unified outlined its early budget outlook last night, which included a 1% pay increase. Deneen Smith is working on the story. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Jeffrey Zampanti with the Weekday Report.